This Waffle live stream is proudly brought to you by Ross's Discount Home Centre, Front Row Screens, your local streaming superheroes, and CD Dodd, scrap metal recyclers.
The big dance is back on the big stage. Welcome one and all to Optus Stadium for the start of the 2021 Optus WAFL Grand Final. My name is Paul Persick and it's a great pleasure to have your company for Front Row Screen Sports to kick off what is a beautiful day here in Perth. In the reserves, it is Perth who finished the home and away season in third place up against Subiaco, who did it the hard way from fourth place. Perth, they booked their spot in the Grand Final with a thrilling last kick win over the Tigers in the second semi-final, thanks to one Jack Richardson who marked and goaled on the buzzer. And then Subiaco last week against the Tigers in the preliminary final came from a couple of goals down and did it the hard way against Claremont by only 8 points over at Fremantle Oval. There's a lot of stories to be told between these two sides. Subiaco, they won back-to-back reserves premierships a few years ago and they are looking to take back the flag. The Demons, they are looking to break a 24-year premiership drought in reserves that dates back to 1996. And Perth, they're looking to win their first premiership at any level since they took out the Colts flag in 1999. It promises to be a magnificent day here at Optus Stadium, the final leg of what is a once-in-a-lifetime WA football festival. Of course, Perth also celebrating the last game of a couple of champions, namely one Matthew Rogers, who played for Perth and Swan Districts throughout his career. And Subiaco, of course, under the leadership of Glenn McCullum, looking to make it another reserves flag. We've got ourselves a great match in prospect this morning here at Optus Stadium, and make sure you join us on Front Row Screen Sport, wherever you may be across Western Australia, the nation and around the world. We're going to take our first break, and when we do come back, we'll be joined by our play-by-play commentators Matty Chechens and Luke Worthington to discuss the teams and tips for the 2021 Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final live from Optus Stadium.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Optus Stadium for our live coverage of the 2021 WAFL Reserves Grand Final. It is the Demons doing battle with Subiaco. Subiaco looking to take back the reserves flag that has eluded them for the last 4 years. And Perth looking to break a 24-year reserves premiership drought. We should be in for a great contest in what is a beautiful morning here in the city of Perth and all around Optus Stadium. There is a great atmosphere around this Optus Stadium. The big dance back on the big stage after a year's absence. And to call all the action and joining us for the first time this morning, it is Luke Worthington and one of the smooth operators in the team, Matty Chechens. Good morning, gents. It should be in for a great contest on this sunny Saturday morning here at Optus Stadium.
Yeah, good morning, Paul, and very good morning to all of our viewers, whether it be in Perth, WA, or around the world. Looking forward to calling this one. Matt Chechens is my name, and Perth looking for their first flag, as Paul said. Luke Worthington since 1999. They have won 12 reserves flags, their last in 1996, and Subiaco, well, they are the benchmark, not only in the WAFL League, but also in the reserves competition with 8 flags to their name.
Special day for Subiaco. playing in both grand finals. It's going to be a big one for them, and what a performance they put up last week against Claremont, looking down and out in the third quarter, bouncing back, scoring the only 4 goals of the 4th term, and Perth have made it straight in after a stellar finals campaign. Subiaco doing it the hard way though.
Well, Subiaco come into this grand final in the reserves, having won their last 6 games, so arguably the form team, and they've won 16 of their past 17 games against Perth. However, the Demons won their last meeting back in round 14 by 22 points. So what do? Do we weigh up the current form or historical? It's going to be a tough one to call today.
They flipped the home and away fixture. Perth getting the win in the reserves at Leederville, and then Subi getting the win at Lathlane this season in their 2-game series of the year. So big one today. Subiaco, what a performance against Claremont last week. We were lucky enough to be there with front row screens, and they really the Claremont intercept markers had them all day, and they managed to find a way to burst inside 50 and got them done in the end.
As we have a look at Perth going through their paces at the moment, Christian Ayres, who takes the captaincy today in his final game. He's been a wonderful servant of the Perth Football Club, 113 league games. He's played 8 games in the reserves throughout this season, and he'll play a big part, and as will Matt Rogers, who makes his curtain call this morning as well. And 161 league games to him, 165 goals too. So we'll expect to see some fireworks from him across half forward. Luke, having a look at the poor run of injuries, and they were decimated throughout the year, the Redlegs, 19 players in the squad today for this reserves grand final played league in 2021. You have a look at Subiaco, obviously class throughout their list, but just 10 of their reserves players played league in 21. So a lot of the youngsters for Perth having to step up this season.
Yeah, it's been good experience for them, and just decimated by injuries, that team, and maybe that strengthened them for today with all the experience these guys got in the league.
So let's have a look at today's lineups, courtesy of front row screens. And firstly, the Perth Demons. Jai Clark, an influential ball winner in the middle. Richardson with that goal at the death to set Perth on their path towards the grand final in 2021. Marshall Jones from York out in the Avon competition, and McPartland, and then, as we said, Ayres, Brodie Gray, not to be confused with Brady Gray and Quill, the on-ballers. But Jordan Reid is one that I'll keep my eye on today. He's made a big impact at league level, played 9 games in the 2021 season, and he will no doubt give Ayres a bit of a chop out in the ruck. And we'll have a look at the Subiaco lineup. And some absolute Rolls Royce, particularly across the forward. Bourchet will be lively. The 2 Bourchet brothers across centre half forward and full forward. And Holt to lead them in the ruck. Now, interestingly enough, if I can get my words out, with Bailey Holt, hasn't spent that much time in the ruck because big man in putt will also give a bit of a chop out there as well.
Dangerous duo.
Yeah, and Ferrone as well. So Caden Fulgrave, former Kellerberrin Tam and Cats player, and also Railways as well, who'll be used to the maroon and gold. So Subiaco, as we said, the form team coming in. Should be an interesting game this afternoon. As we have a look at Subiaco, they're ranked number 1 in marks, number 1 in tackles, and number 1 in goals, and 4th in disposals. So the Demons, really, if they let them get off the chain early, Subiaco will play that kick mark game and look to control possession, you would say, Luke.
Yeah, and Jordan Ferrone and Jack Bourchet leading the way for them. 21 goals for Ferrone in only 10 games. Bourchet kicked 20 in 19 games. So they're going to be dangerous in the 50, and Perth are going to have a lot of work to do. Both teams lining up ready now for this big occasion.
The Australian national anthem being sung in gusto by both teams, Perth and Subiaco. As Matty mentioned, the Demons have had a bad run of injuries across the 2021 season, but it has been pointed out that they've got 3 players who have not played in league football. In Subiaco, they too have got an influx of a great talent under Glenn McCullum. Watch out for Aaron Breman and the full grey boys in that forward half. Josh Robbins, Noah Ash, Oscar Matthews and Sandon Page, they all played well in last week's prelim. Christian Ayres of the Demons has won the toss, and they are going to kick to the right-hand side of your screen for this Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final. Matt and Luke, as we throw back to you, who's your tip for the big dance? For me, I'm going the Demons, but just.
Yeah, look, I'll stick with the Redlegs as well. The current form and a chance for them to win their 13th reserve flag, Luke.
I come from a family of Subiaco supporters, and they're the form team in the competition at the moment. They put on a great performance under the pump against Claremont last week. I reckon they get it done by 15.
So the last meeting back in round 14, it was Perth with a 22-point win, 11-8, 74 to 7-10, 52. Luke, Subiaco seemingly kicking themselves out of the game to half-time. They'll look to correct that this morning. Subiaco on the first term of that round 14 contest, 0-5 to 3-1, and went into the main break 0-6 to 7-5. So they'll need to correct that to stay within touching distance of the Redlegs. So the players getting into position.
We've got Putt starting in the ruck for Subiaco.
Yep, so not Holt.
Putt originally listed on the team sheet on the interchange.
Yep.
So mixing it up a little, Subiaco. They did start him last week.
So the players are ready. The first of 3 grand finals in the WAFL Optus season for 2021. The Colts and League to follow. It is the Demons kicking to the right of your screen. The Lions in the maroon and gold and the white shorts to the left of screen. Perfect bounce at Optus to get us underway. Ayres with the first tap. Went under the body of McPartland. The Demons look for the first centre clearance. As the bodies come piling in, expect it to be hot and ferocious in the early stages of this one. And we have a secondary ball up. Umpire just clearing the traffic. One down by Putt. Looks to follow up his own efforts. Off his shin in the end. The crumbs gathered there by Patterson. He's dumped in a tackle. Mitchell Brown, 54 WAFL League games. He's played 12 games in the reserves. Likes it in and around the contest. Ayres can only give it down to Page, and they get the first clearance up towards the forward 50-metre arc. Full of Demons at the moment. The ball will come back to a 2-on-1 contest. The ball's going to fall away of Rogers. Could this be the dream start for him in his final game? He's corralled in the tackle. Somehow manufactures a kick. Was well smothered. In the end, Subiaco will do well. In fact, they've earned the free kick, the first one of the morning for the hold, and the recipient will be Kobe Fulgrave, brother of Caden. Used his allotted time now, so he has to kick from the defensive goal square and does accurately to his brother. This is Caden Fulgrave. Represented the Avon Football Association in the Landmark Championships just a few years ago. Ball towards the outer side. Somehow kept alive. Big bevy of bodies around there, and Luke, the tenacity is there for all to see early stages.
Game was won and lost at the contest last week. A lot of work these guys were doing for Subiaco. As the ball's one down, they get a good jump heading forward. 2-on-2, players running towards the ball. Perth managed to tap it down. Bit of a contest over the footy and brought down beautifully in the tackle just on the edge of the centre square.
Yeah, LaFontaine maybe unlucky not to receive the free kick there.
Ayres roves it himself, going to get tied up by Putt. Johnson was in there, so was Sanderson. Will have a ball up right in the exact same spot. Ayres won it down. Yo nearly got it. Putt was working for it. Perth managed to get it. Ball spilling around. Who's going to get it out of there? Brown nearly had it. Ball hits the deck one more time. Umpire's going to need to take it in again.
And congratulations to Corey Dugan, the number 16, Lockie Faye Gilmore, Alex Crowhurst and Keegan Titterton. They are in charge in the lime green this morning.
Hard work for the footy and a big tackle put on by Jack Beverley. Managed to wrap up Brodie Gray. A big battle at the contest here. Subiaco just managed to get it inside 50, and what a mark taken under pressure there. A big collision just off the ball, but the ball was brought in by Sam Perkisic, and we're just going to have to check on the two players here. That was a big knock that these two guys took. Only had eyes for the footy, and hopefully he can continue in this game. So just pausing things here as the trainers come out to check on him. Sam Perkisic just holding on to the footy in the Demons' defensive 50.
He played a big part back in round 14 in that win, the 22-point win. Had 6 marks in that game, managed to play 6 games in the league as well. It's good to see players leaving the ground on their own will.
So Perkisic bombs it down the line. Players battling for it, and it's going to be paid to Perth. So taking the kick now, the big ruck Christian Ayres. Going to elect to just bomb it into the hot spot. Can they come up with it here? Big fly, did he take it in? He did. A beautiful mark taken in by Jack Steele. And this could be the first of the grand final for the Demons.
Well, Ayres put a lot of air under this. Have a look at this. The Perth skipper, thanks to CD Dodd. And have a look at this. The perfect sit for Steele and a chance to kick the first major of the morning.
Steele for the first of the game, puts it through. With 20 minutes to go in the first term, Perth take the lead.
That's his 20th goal in the reserves competition, and he's so accurate as well. 20 goals for in front of the big sticks. Have a look, thanks to CD Dodd, wonderful supporters, and the perfect ball drop. Played 7 league games for the Redlegs this season, and he's fired up, as is his teammates Brodie Gray. So fantastic mark, first of all, from Sam Perkisic at centre half back, and after the carnage and the debris was cleared, they find Ayres on the outer wing, and the skipper put it up in the slipstream, and Steele did the rest. A fantastic contested mark, and then applies the finish. So we're back in the middle. Approaching 6 minutes of played in this decider for the reserves. Ayres, however, straight down the throat of Mullane. He spots a target, so Subi back inside 50. Bit of a scrubby kick out towards the paint. Is that being kept alive by Ferrone? It has, and the ball just carries the line. It's out of bounds on the full. Jordan Ferrone, 21 goals, kicked 2 back in round 14 in that losing effort. He will need to step up this afternoon. So the Demons look to go across their defensive goal face, out towards the outer side. The intended target is Bodle, Balladura Royals player. Lovely hand pass inside, and the Demons could be out again. The kick up towards Steele again. Can he take another one? No, it's off hands. Mark not paid, so he's dumped to the floor. Perth Demons fans very vocal early, and the umpire very clear in saying that that ball was off hands. So unfortunately, a second mark for Steele not paid. He'll have to do the ruck work against Putt. Won it down. Crashing in there was Brodie Gray. Can the ball be extracted from this contest? Not on this occasion. We'll have another stoppage, just 35 metres out from goal. So the Demons through Steele lead this one straight. Ross's discount centre, and another ball up.
Steele 19 goals for across 11 games in this season.
Putt knocked it down back towards that man in Steele, and again I'm going to have to reset at this stoppage. There are a lot of bodies inside the forward 50 right now for the Demons. Putt won it down, only as far as Rogers. Left foot snap will just miss. And through for a minor score. So the Demons, 1-1-7. Subiaco to bring it in, yet to score.
Was bombed down the line by Fulgrave. Perth come up with it. Snap around the body's going to send it inside 50 in the direction of Fulgrave. Sorry, Richardson was there. It'll be a boundary throw in inside the Demons 50. Putt looks to have won it down. Perth managed to clear it out of there, however. Big collision. Perth snapping it back inside 50. Mark was nearly taken, spilt to ground. Who's going to be able to get it out of there? Nearly coming up with it was Bodle. But the umpire's going to take this one in.
Look, Subiaco weathering the storm at the moment. Their tough tackling is keeping the scoreboard respectable.
Rux went up for it. And it was taken straight back in. We'll have another ball up. Jai Clark with his hands on the footy there. Nearly getting it was Brown. Over the top now, Clark's going to run towards it. Nearly got it out of there, he did. Bird came up with it. Now running onto the footy, it's Ash. Ash got it out of the tackle, Fulgrave. Terrific work from the Subiaco defence. And the mark was nearly taken on the wing by Brogan Henry. Ball hits the deck, LaFontaine's going for it. Managed to hand it off to Brown. Brown gets a kick forward, but unfortunately just before it hits the target, it'll go out of bounds on the full. So Subiaco now with the chance to move things forward. No, it was touched before it went out of bounds.
Almost the platoon swap for both teams. 4 interchange players flooding onto the ground just underneath us. Putt, decisive hit on that one. Good tackle there from Brodie Gray. Somehow the ball gets jarred loose out towards the feet there of Reid. He couldn't gather. And the umpire circling is allowing play to continue. Gray went for a hack off the ground, and finally the umpire says, give it to me. Matthew Johnson at the bottom of that pack. 3 league games to him. Putt versus Reid. Reid decisively, only as far as an opponent in Robinson. He tried to spin his way through a tackle. Off a series of hands. The tough tackling continues. And again, the umpire will need to extract the football from the bevy of bodies. So Subiaco have structured up well, particularly around the contest. They're not allowing the Demons to re-enter 50. Both rucks lost their feet in the end. Yo, he's there to corral his opponent and forcing another stoppage. It's a bit like a game of rugby union at this stage, Luke.
It was very similar to that last week.
Reid gets pushed off the ball by Putt. Crashing his way through there was Rogers. Yo, slick hands. Onto the right boot now of Quill, inside 50. That's a chaos ball. Somehow with a snap through on the wrong side of his body was Jack Steele. Awkward spinning ball, and the umpire's blown his whistle. And the boundary umpire right on the scene, and will call for a boundary throw-in. Left forward pocket for the Demons, who have had plenty of time in possession inside forward 50, only for 1 goal.
13.5 minutes remaining. Perth, their 1-goal-1. Subiaco yet to score. Ball spilling around, it was smothered before it got out of there. A kick towards goal was also smothered, so was the 3rd attempt. Now Subiaco work it out of there nicely. Fulgrave got it forward. Going up for it was Borchett. Now nearly clearing it inside 50, the Demons. That was Pellichet. Trying to move it forward, Clark. Couldn't get it out of there. Now putting it onto his boot, Pellichet towards the goal, but it's hit the post. So
tell you what, he started that well outside the right-hand goal post. That had a bit of outswing to it.
Looked better than it did off the boot as it closed in towards the goal face. Bombed outside 50 by Subiaco. Did a good job there to take the mark in behind the pack. Ball kicked all the way over to the non-broadcast end. Sandon Page holding the footy. Subiaco going to need to slow things down here and get it back inside 50 for the first time in quite a few minutes. Flyers go up for it. Ball spilled out to the back for Singh. Perth managed to move it forward, but Subiaco take the intercept mark. at midfield. Going to try and bomb it down the line again one more time. Subiaco puts there, but it's going to fall right into the hands of Reed.
Just running through some of the numbers, Luke. Jack Steele, the leading ball winner, 5 disposals through the first half of this first term, and Fulgrave and Corey Robinson leading the way for the maroon and gold outfit, 3 disposals apiece.
So Perth were trying to move it forward, and it's going to be holding the ball. Sandon Page lays a brilliant tackle, and they're going to have one more chance to try and move it forward. Smothered out of bounds there by Jaya Clark, and will have a boundary throw in on the far side.
7 inside 50s to 2. Subiaco yet to have a scoring opportunity, so +5. The Demons will need to make better efficiency when they enter the attacking zone. Ball tossed back in. Putt starting to assert his dominance in the ruck. Subiaco with a high clearance, and the umpire has spotted a free kick. It'll be down the ground, so a bit of ill discipline. Well, the Demons came into the grand final #1 in free kicks for, but also #1 in free kicks against. So how disciplined will they be this afternoon on the biggest stage? A rare entry inside forward 50. And the mark's going to be taken by Bourchette at the back. And just leaving his feet a little early was Connor Singh. And Bourchette elected to remain on the ground, and he took a virtually uncontested chest mark and a golden opportunity for Subiaco to capitalise on a rare inside 50 entry.
This is what they did last week. They were under the pump all game, managed to just keep themselves in it, and then pounced at the end. Will we see a repeat of last Sunday?
Well, he's kicked 1 goal, 1 in the reserves this season, 5 league games. Can he get the first for Subi? You bet he can. Started on the interchange bench, but he's come on. He took a good mark on the outer side of the ground earlier in the term and gets the first major for the Lions in this 2021 decider. Thanks again to CD Dot and to Front Row Screens, setting the bar for local sport coverage here in Perth. Thanks for joining us. Matt Chechens in commentary, Luke Worthington, and our man on the ground, Paul Persick, this afternoon.
Suited up.
So Singh just jumped too early in that contest and allowed Bourchette the opportunity to take the uncontested chest mark. Be easy to spot today with those locks. Back in the middle. Ayres will take on Holt. So Putt getting a rest. Yo ran into a roadblock. Ayres elected to kick off the ground. The resulting kick from Yo was smothered. He ends up now onto his left boot rather. Slick hands there. Hand pass received by Quill. So he kicks into the pocket. Ooh. Is that mark going to be paid? Not on this occasion. Sanderson running out of room. They've turned it over. Bit of a chaos ball, a difficult ball to try and control the Demons. Little hand pass inside, working in the tight confines was Quill again. Kicks up towards the kickoff line. Well sport from him. Crashing his way through now was Mullane, but he's run into trouble. We'll wait on the umpire, holding the ball. Well, Mullane had to try and take on the tackler. He had to collect the crumbs, and right on his hammer was Mitch Brown. Not a noted goal kicker. Through his 12 games in the reserves, he's played 54 league games, and surely will get a chance to kick his third of the 2021 season. So on their 8th entry, inside 50, Brown puts it into the stands at Optus Stadium. The Demons immediately with the answer from Bourchette's goal, and they are back out to a handy 8-point lead as we're inside the final 8 minutes of this opening term.
Talk about some forward pressure from the Demons there to grind out the opportunity.
Well, we need to acknowledge the efforts of Yo in the middle of the ground, because he had a couple of kicks smothered. He stuck with it, persistence, managed to scrag the kick forward. And then from there, up till now, Subiaco have done a fantastic job of bottling the ball up. This time, a couple of ricochets. And then that ball that bounced high, and unfortunately, Mullane had nowhere to go, ran into that man there on screen. And the result is a goal for the Demons.
So the big Ruck Lewis putt comes off the bench to face Ayres, who wins the tap down. Perth collected it straight away. Running with the footy, they're going to boot it inside 50 again. Nearly got it. A kick towards goal, but Subiaco are going to be right underneath it. Kicked forward nearly in the direction of Davis, but it was taken in by Sanderson.
He's had a couple of good passages of play, Sanderson. That hasn't gone the required distance.
Shoots it right through, but no, not 15 by any stretch. And he was brought straight down in the tackle, Perkisic. So putt and Ayres going up for it again, right on the paint of 50. One down in the direction of the Demons. It was tapped forward by McKenzie. Now Subiaco have the chance to move it forward. Borchett nearly got there, went over the top of him. Now with the footy, it's Bird, who's going to kick it out wide. Nearly coming up with it, but Corey Robinson's going to turn it over for Subiaco. Umpire's blown his whistle. Someone was held off the footy.
No, what's happened is that the Subiaco runner, unfortunately for him, was involved in that passage of play. So a free kick that's been given to the Demons. So just in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. Did see that in the AFL Grand Final back in 2018.
So Richardson now has some leads inside 50. Going to kick it into the hot spot. They're going up for it, but it goes to ground. Nearly kicked towards goal. If they got it there, it's just going to sail to the right-hand side. Unlucky there for Darby McCarthy.
Ayres almost taking a contested mark as well. So the Lions bring it in. Full grade. Overshot his intended target. In comes Brown again. Strong tackle from him. No prior opportunity. So Subiaco just need to collect their breath at the moment. Only an 8-point margin. And approaching the final 5 minutes. Running clock here in the reserves grand final. Hand pass inboard. Here come the Demons again. Hand pass was too slick to handle, this time from Pelichet. And again, Subiaco, as they've done throughout this first term, managed to force a ball up. Ayres won it down. Demons player taken without the footy. And the free kick going the way of the Redlegs. Into the hands now of Pelichet. Hit the post earlier. He's going to wheel around. He looks towards the pocket to the lead. And that will be obstructing. Jack Richardson a little overzealous in that occasion. And Subiaco win a much needed free kick in the back pocket. Fans slowly starting to make their way into the ground. Expecting over 20,000 here at Optus Stadium throughout the afternoon. That is a very risky kick. Hasn't paid off. Chopping it off there was McCarthy. He looked for a teammate in Brown. In goes Fullgrave, and he has again stopped the ball carrier for Perth, and they're lucky. They dodge another bullet. That was an interesting decision to spear the ball towards the defensive 50-metre arc. Putt won it down. Hand pass through the hands of McPartland, just fumbled at the wrong time. Good work in tight there from Robbins, and the Lions can get a little bit of a breather at this stage. So kick out towards the wing, good body work, and a strong mark taken by Pelichet. So he's starting to become lively. Closing stages of the opening term. Kicks to a 2-on-1 and emphatically slapped into the grandstand by Isaac Clinch. Another chance for both teams to reset. Forward 50 for the Demons.
Just over 3 minutes remaining in the first term of the 2021 WAFL Reserves Grand Final. A throw in inside 50 for the Demons. Putt and Ayres go up for it. One down in the direction of Subiaco, wrapped up straight away in a tackle.
So look, Jaden Quill, 7 disposals, leads the way for the Redlegs at the moment. Jack Steele with 6 touches as well. Fullgrave, Robinson and Mullane 4 disposals each for the Lions.
Quill's bombed it high into the hot spot. They went up for it, nearly brought down by Richardson towards goal. And some hands will touch it just before it crosses the line.
Well, Subiaco doing just enough, aren't they, Luke, at the moment? They're getting smothered when they need to, managing to stick their tackles. Otherwise, this league could blow out as we approach quarter time.
Big moment here, 2:25 remaining as the umpire throws it in. Putt nearly got it down. Clinch on the footy. He's managed to bomb it outside 50. Bit of a mongrel kick. Went into a pack. Oof. And big collision there on the ground. Steaming in was LaFontaine. Umpire's going to have it on this occasion again. Putt nares one more time. One down by Putt, but it's going to be in the direction of the Demons. Now moving it inside 50 is Pellichet. And a beautiful intercept mark was taken by Henderson, who's going to kick it out to the far side. Davis. Can Subiaco get something going here with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go? No, it looks like Perth are going to come back up with it again as the handball goes out to the far side, just on the boundary. Perth managed to soccer it forward. Subiaco clear it one more time. The mark was taken in by Johnson. Johnson slowing things down, but do they have the time to make it back inside 50? Inside 50 entries have been sparse for Subiaco as Beverley kicks it out to the non-broadcast end. Subiaco are going to need a hurry up here. Clock bleeds under 1 minute into a contest down the line. Who's going to come up with it here? It looks like it'll be Perth. Beautiful work on the ball there. And wrapped up in a tackle. There'll be a ball up just on the boundary line towards Subiaco's 50, and with 40 seconds left, Perth might just have held them off.
Yep, so the 25-minute running clock in the grand final. Tell you what, if Subiaco can pinch a goal, it'll almost be daylight robbery. That's gone up the chimney flute. Hasn't travelled the required distance, and it's off a series of hands. Can Subiaco muster up something? Desperation here from the Demons, and the umpire spotted a trip.
Here we go.
Contact below the knees with 10 seconds remaining in the term, and a big opportunity for Bremen, who's going to go back with intent. Well, he has to. There's the siren, quarter time. In a quarter dominated by Perth Demons possession and forward 50 entries, and this to get Subiaco back within 3 points at half-time. Bremen loads up. He's got the distance. Has he got the accuracy? And only just missed. To the right-hand side. Pulsating opening to this first quarter here of the 2021 Optus Waffle Reserves Grand Final. It is the Demons. 2-3-15 to Subiaco 1-1-7. We'll throw down to our trusty man on the ground in Paul Persick.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Luke. A great first quarter here at Optus Stadium. The Demons leading 2-3-15 to 1-1-7. We'll be back after the break for all the second quarter action, and we'll try and get a couple of scoops from both teams as well. Perth leading by just 8 points.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Optus Stadium, where after one quarter of the 2021 Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final, it is the Demons leading by 8 points over Subiaco, 2-3-15 to 1-1-7. Perth's possession taking control in that game, and one last chance for Subiaco to hit the goals at the quarter-time siren, failing from the boot of Aaron Bremen. It is a tight game early on in conditions that at best are a bit unpredictable. We had some light drizzle nearing the end of that first quarter, but the sun has come out once again, and hopefully the rain will stay away for the rest of this game and for the rest of the day. Perth with the early ascendancy, and Matt Chechen's the possession has been in control for the Demons, but their accuracy in front of goal comes into a bit of question.
Yeah, obviously 5 scoring shots to 2, Paul, a very good point, but I thought Palaszczuk had an outstanding first term, 7 disposals as we have a look at some of the highlights, thanks to CD Dodd, but he had 4 inside 50s, did Palaszczuk, and Quill winning plenty of the football as well with 9 disposals. So we have a look at some of these highlights, and none better than Steele's big fly. That was the opening goal of the morning and setting Perth on the path to an early lead. 8 points at quarter time. Luke Worthington, not much to split the 2 rucks at this stage. Lewis Putt with 12 hit-outs. Ayres has 13 hit-outs in his final game, but it's the inside 50 count, 15-4 in favour of the Demons. However, only an 8-point lead on the scoreboard.
Yeah, as we take a look at some of the disposal leaders, and leading the way, Jaden Quill for Perth has 9. They've had their hands on the footy a lot, leading the disposal count 65-41. So really good job by them.
And one thing that's keeping the Lions in the game, well, first of all, Borchette's goal there, but you have a look at the tackle count, Luke, 39-25. So as little of the ball as they had Subiaco, they're getting the defensive side of the ball right at the moment, and their tackles are sticking. I can't recall too many Demons players being able to step through traffic.
Very strong physical team, Subiaco.
And their half-back line, their full-back line, led by Caden Fulgrave, has managed to weather the storm.
Yep. Almost. Kept 5 scoring shots to 2 goals 3, and that's all you can really ask of them when the ball's being pumped inside 50 that much.
And we'll go down onto the ground, Paul Persick.
Yes, I've got Andrew Panetta, the Demons coach here. A good first quarter. Was the pressure really on?
Yeah, look, we've brought the pressure early. We're winning contested footy. And that's where I think we've got them at the moment, but it's a long way to go. We've got to keep that going.
What about the accuracy on the scoreboard as well? Would you have been 4 goals ahead?
Maybe, but that's footy. You know, we're just...
Just had an issue there with Paul on the ground. Apologies for that. But we'll take you down to the centre bounce right now for the start of the second term.
So Perth to the left of your screen. The flags here at Optus Stadium blowing straight across the ground from the broadcast wing to the outer side, bathed in sunshine at the moment. Expecting a high of 19 degrees. There was 100% forecast of rain, but it's managed to stay away. Perfect bounce again from the umpire. McPartland gets the first clearance of this second term, and the Demons will look to load up. Richardson turns it over. Subiaco coming back the other way. Just losing and fumbling the footy there was Davis. He's put under immense pressure, and a throw. So there's that forward half pressure again, and this man's been outstanding. Mitchell Brown, already a goal to his name. He'll kick up towards the hot spot. Steele flew, couldn't take the mark. Well smothered there. That was brilliant stuff from Jack Richardson, keeping the ball alive at the moment for the Demons. McPartland slings his opponent in a very good tackle. Crumbs to be gathered by Clark. Looks to move it laterally. Interesting looking hand pass. Was that high? They play stacks on the mill, and the umpire calls for the football. They've been superb in the opening term. 8 points, thanks to front row screens. Thanks also to Ross's Discount Home Centre, wonderful supporters of our coverage on front row screens. Subi player held, umpired right on the spot. First goal a must for Subiaco. Didn't see much of the football in the opening term. They move it brilliantly down the wing. Nothing really inside forward 50 at the moment, and that kick falls well short. So the Demons standing up now as they look to spread 4 options back inside defensive 50. They'll go down the line, up towards a one-on-one. Putt gets shoved under the football. Towing it further forward, up towards Richardson. Stooped, but was taking a very good tackle. No prior opportunity. That's Mullane, who had to step up and wear a tackle in that first term rather, that led to the Brown goal. Yo has enough time to try and gain a little bit of meterage with the handball. Offhand. We'll wait to see what the umpire says. Toss it in. So 2.5 minutes have elapsed here. Second term. Matt Chetchens, Luke Worthington and Paul Persick on the ground here at Optus Stadium. Magnificent world-class venue. And Reid will earn himself a free kick. No, it's going to go the other way. It will go to the big ruck in Putt. He's made a bright start to this game. With his heels on the maroon and gold defensive 50-metre arc. Looks to kick it long, indiscriminately in the end. And again, Perth with numbers. This is Singh. Got hit as he kicked. So that affects the flight of this ball. Going back with courage was McPartland. Gained about 15 metres with that spoil. Subiaco running into trouble. Only just getting the hand pass away towards Robinson. He's dumped in the tackle. And the wrestling continues, and finally the stoppage. 3.25 minutes have elapsed. We've yet to add to the score of the 8-point lead that Perth enjoyed in the first term.
So a ball up on the far side of the ground. Punt going up for it against Reid as it spills out of bounds. Boundary throw in the non-broadcast wing. Putt and Reid one more time.
Only 10 marks to 8 in the first term, so kind of not the kind of high numbers that we're expecting, particularly from Subiaco.
Reid muscled him off and moved it forward, but Subiaco take the intercept mark. Full grave under the footy. They're going to swing it out wide here. Subiaco. Savini kicks it. The mark was fumbled by Davis, but he manages to pump it forward, and sitting right under the footy is Singh. Connor Singh, sorry, going to slow things down here and kick it back towards Pellichet. So going around the horseshoe here, the Demons. LaFontaine holding onto the footy in the back pocket. And he's going to pump this one down the line under a bit of pressure into a contest. Putts there, nearly came down with it, but it's going to be Perth at the fall of the ball. Moving it forward was Quill. Now it looks like it's Rogers on the far side. Yo manages to kick it forward to the pain of 50. Can the mark be taken? It is. A very strong pair of hands by Jack Richardson. And what's he going to do here? Will he back himself? He's at least giving the impression. I think he will. So to give Perth a 14-point lead, 5 minutes into the second term, Jack Richardson from 50 metres has just missed to the left-hand side. So Subiaco now ready to move it out from fullback. A kick down the line, full grade, and a strong pair of hands there by Borchett, who flew, but the ball smothered by Grocott immediately. Now under a bit of pressure, Borchett's going to have to move it out of there. Beverly had it, handball over the top, going for it, Sanderson, and carrying it out of bounds there is the man, Joshua Robbins, who looked to be a bit worse for wear after a collision in the first term, and good to see him back.
So a boundary throw in. 2-4 to 1-1. Shallow throw in. Putt and Ayres go at it. The ladder wins it down to Yo. Dumped in the tackle there by Patterson. Tries to get back to his feet, does Yo. Is that going to be prior opportunity? No, it was somehow scragged out of there. Here come the Lions. Better signs for them. Little hand pass inboard. They can stream through the middle of the ground. Shot for goal from Robbins. And he's put it through. Their first entry inside 50 of this second term. We did mention that he had a heavy knock in the opening stages of this 2021 reserves decider, but Robbins managed to run straight. Let's have a look. Thanks to CD Dodd. Sweeping hand pass, and from 47 metres, made no mistake. Sam Perkisic couldn't get there to impact the contest, and just like that, we're back within 3 points. Perth 2-4-16, Subiaco 2-1-13. It's a good build up there from Noah Ash as well as we come back into the middle.
Seems like the Subiaco mantra over the last couple of weeks. Bend but don't break. They did the exact same thing against Claremont, who finished the regular season 15-1. And they managed to fend them off in the last term.
Punt versus Ayres. Ayres falling to ground, won it down with the left hand. They pile in illegally. So Brodie Gray, a needless free kick, will hand it back to the Lions ruckman. He's had a pretty good season. Gets very close to Gray on the man on the mark. Off hands. Subiaco with the numbers. Robbins, the last goal kicker, just steps through the would-be tackler. Fed it off by hand towards Holt. He's run down brilliantly by McPartland, who then hand passes to a flat-footed teammate. Ball gets jarred loose. Crashing through there was Pellichet. Had 9 disposals in that opening term, along with 4 inside 50s. And he enjoys playing against the Lions as the 37 for the Demons. 22 disposals back in round 14 win. Yo pushed off it again. Putt dumped into the turf by McPartland. He has come to play in this second term. And now, as was much of the case in the opening term, Perth's half-back line having to weather a bit of a storm. Yo. They put a saddle on him and he's not going anywhere. Lopsided tackle count, if you've just joined us in the opening term, 39-25 in favour of the Lions. Here come the Demons. Brown with a little chiseler to Matt Rogers in his last game of footy in the red and black. Sure, the Cunderdin Magpies will eye him coming back to his hometown. They won the premiership this year, the Cunderdin Magpies. Shout out to those people out there. Defeating the Quairading Bulls in a very tight grand final. Ayres and Putt. It's been a fascinating duel so far. Ayres with both hands this time. Nice work in tight from Lawrence. Off to a teammate there, and Patterson set upon by Ayres. Captain of Perth, and another stoppage on the broadcast wing. 15.5 minutes remaining in this second term.
Putt and Ayres went up for it. Ball's going to spill out in the direction of Clark. Whacks it on the left boot. Going to send it inside 50. Dominating the inside 50 count, the Demons, as the ball falls their way one more time. Boots a ball that was Quill, spilling over the back of the pack. Could they be a chance here? Jones nearly had it, and Subiaco under an immense pressure are going to push it out towards the boundary.
I'll tell you what, there are some vocal Perth Demons supporters here looking for their first flag. Their last one was back in 1999. You know that's a long time ago. I was only 19 years old. And that was in the Colts.
I was 3. Ball's one to ground. Putt collects it off the deck. Beverley now bomb down the line. Perth look to have an advantage here. Ayres nearly took it. Perkisic over the back collects it. Kicked out to the wing. It'll be taken in by Pellichet. Pellichet's been solid all day. That's his 10th disposal to tie the lead for with his Demons teammate, Jaden Quill. And the free kick's been paid, as kicking it inside 50 is McPartland, nearly underneath it. It was almost taken in by Rogers in his final game. Ball spills out of the contest. Subiaco working hard for it. Are they going to come up for it? With it they will. Lawrence McKenzie had it. And the free kick will be paid to Subiaco.
Well, Subiaco gave away a lot of needless free kicks in that opening term, but the Demons have flipped the script in the second term.
13 more inside 50s for the Demons, and the Lions only trail by 3 points as it's bombed down the line. The intercept mark was brought in beautifully by Christian Ayres. Strong pair of hands. He's going to pump it down in the opposite direction. Flyers went up for it, and what a mark taken. And it was brought in by Patrick Mullane. And that was a crucial one for Subiaco. Mullane sends it down the far wing. Putt, strong pair of hands. Used his height there to bring the footy in. Solid in the ruck all day as he stabs it inboard.
First time this afternoon, or rather this morning, that Subiaco have been able to be allowed to play this kick mark game at the moment.
On the far side, Subiaco bring it in. Good work there as they kick it towards the 50. It's spilt over the back. Could there be a chance here? Borchett got hands off. Now trying to come up with it. Quill for the Demons. Going in hard into the tackle, Perth, and clearing it out of there was Grocott. The mark spills to the deck. Going towards it now, Fulgrave. Got hands off. Subiaco kicking it inside 50 one more time. Wrestled off the footy. Perth, as the shot goes on goal, it sails all the way across the face and trickles over the boundary line in the back pocket.
And the Demons will take that. A little bit of respite in the forward pocket, a chance to reset. These players flood to this side of the ground. As you can see, Bavian Sunshine now. Very shallow throw in, favoured Ayres in the end, but it's only going to end up in the hands of Robinson, who goes with the check side. And for the first time this afternoon, the Subiaco Lions have hit the front. Well, there was a shallow boundary throw in from the boundary umpire that favoured Ayres. Came off the back of his knuckles and into that man's hands. Corey Robinson, who started this morning's game on the interchange, has kicked 10 goals, make that 11. And Subiaco, you could see it in the last 5 minutes, starting to have more possession, allowing their kick mark game to flourish. And the dam wall has burst. The first time they've gone back-to-back goals. And could that ignite the Lions into action? Still 2 more scoring shots for the Demons. 2-4-16. They now trail for the first time this morning. 3-1-19, thanks to Ross's Discount Home Centre. Now, the Demons have been told to get their maths right. And the umpire spotting that. So they need to get their numbers right in all areas of the ground. Three points the margin. Com system scoreboard. Rogers getting his way into the game now. To Brown. Spearing pass. Oh, just fell short of Bodle. From the Ballajura Royals player. That's high. Darby McCarthy wearing one. Brown lucky not to give away a free kick. Will come in board. That's barely gone 15 metres. Yo, for some reason, shins it inside 50. Just kicked it rather indiscriminately in the end. And a chance now for Robbins in a bit of a foot race. Outer side of the ground. Hand passes to himself. Could be a foot race, but no. They cover off well. The exit there to the Demons. Kicks inside 50. That's a mark. 2 bites of the cherry for Marshall Jones, the former Roo of the York Footy Club, and a big opportunity for him in this arm wrestle now on the Com System scoreboard to retake the lead for the Demons. Will take his best effort. Marshall Jones was part of the WA Academy 18 side back in 2015. Played 3 league games this season. This for 10 goals on the year. Kicked it like a plastic bag in the end and misses to the near side, and Subiaco dodge a bullet.
Now kicking it from fullback Subiaco. It's sent down the line. Couldn't quite spill over the top and get to Holt, but Singh manages to kick it forward. Here's Ferrone. Moving it inside 50 over the top. The mark's taken. And Subiaco could be on to extend their lead by 8 points. Ryan Borchett directly in front.
He had an uncontested, effectively, chest mark and goal in the opening term, and now a chance to double his goal tally for the morning.
Kicked 1 goal, 1 in his only game of reserves in the regular season, and here he is for a crucial one to extend his team's lead straight through the middle, right into the grandstand. And Ryan Borchett gives Subiaco exactly what they need at Optus Stadium.
We kicked 7 goals in the league competition in 2021. Started on the interchange bench. Not a bad return. 7 goals from 5 league games. He's kicked 3 goals, 1 now, and none more important than that one at this stage. So Connor Singh has got his hands full this morning with that man. And if we were giving out votes for hairdos, he'd have to be up there with the golden locks of the Malay. We're back in the middle. Putt versus Ayres. Umpires have nailed their centre bounces today. Ayres won it down. Slung out of there by Pellichet. Up to 11 disposals now. Make that 12 as he throws it onto the right boot. Up towards half forward. No clean mark. Well done, Fulgrave. Operating on hands and knees there across half back. Little scrappy on that outer side as Yo comes in and just gives away a needless free kick. And for a man that's played 90 WAFL League games, he should probably know better when his team, and now he's opened up his mouth and he's given away 50. So that could be costly. And he's a former league captain of the club too. And he'll need to do his best to get away from the contest and not give away 100 metres. So they play on. Can they hurt him on the scoreboard? Singh under heavy duress, kicks around the corner. That was clever work from Quill. That was brilliant in the end to Pellichet. Back to Quill. Bit of space and time to operate. Far side, brilliantly weighted kick to Richardson. Rather, that's Rogers. My apologies. He now looks for Richardson, but it's well sport from him. So Matt Rogers slowly getting into the game. Richardson looking for space out on the lead. So you can see the physical nature of this game at the moment. As you have a look at Lockie Henderson. Must be something in a name there. Lockie Henderson pulling the pin on a wonderful AFL career as well for the Cats during the week. Kicked off a step. Straight into the heart of Optus Stadium. Numbers favour at the moment. This is Bird. Kicks on the left. Mitchell Brown can wheel around. Re-enters inside 50. Awkward spinning ball. Richardson almost took the contested mark. The numbers favour the Lions at the moment. They'll be happy and content with the stoppage. 8 points the margin. That's the biggest lead for the Lions as we're inside the final 6 minutes of this second term of the 2021 Optus WAFL decider.
Ball up, Ayres won it down, and a high tackle. And now
a little bit of experience from Rogers. No, it's not his first barbecue, is it? Managing to use his nous and expertise just to win that free kick. Just drop the knees slightly. And here's a thumping kick.
So to close in on Subiaco and for a goal in his final game of WAFL, Rogers puts it through. They close their lead to 2 points on the comm system scoreboard.
Well, as we said, 161 games, 162 now, senior games, and 166 goals. That's a fair return. Wonderful career for a man that spent a lot of time at the Demons and at the Swan Districts Footy Club. And arguably, only the second best goal kicker in his family. You just have to ask his younger brother, Todd, nicknamed the Salmon Gum. Shout out to him if he's here or watching. Fantastic full forward for the Cunderdin Football Club. So we're back in the middle. It's a bit like a tennis match at the moment, isn't it? Going end to end. Breeze now favouring the left of screen quite noticeably. Maybe a 1 or 2 goal advantage. Ayres slung in a good tackle from Putt, leading the chase on the outer side. Lockie Davis gets a kind bounce in the end. Fed it off to Beverley. Under pressure, kicks inside 50. Through the hands there of the Perth defender in Grocott. And we'll have another stoppage just inside 50. The Demons will need to weather this storm as we approach half-time, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. And Subiaco, they're a tough team, but the Demons, they have it in them to get one more up on the scoreboard. Ball's one down by Reid. thumped outside 50 by the Demons.
Great
and
mark.
it was brought in beautifully by Bodle, who's going to send it forward. They have men in behind, and the mark's taken in. This could be their chance here, the Demons.
Tell you what, the youngster Bodle, take a bow, because he's put that lace out to a man running back with the flight of the ball in Jack Steele, and we saw how capable he is above his shoulders in the opening term with a fantastic mark, but that was
Steele from 45 metres to put them back in front. And he couldn't quite do it. Their most dangerous goal kicker. Doesn't miss many of those. But they close in within 1 point on the comm system scoreboard. Subiaco have it in the right back pocket. They're going to send it down the line. Big contest. Putts in there, but it's spilt over the back. Coming up with it, Subiaco. They're going to clear it out of there. Who can get to the footy first now? And it's going to trickle over the boundary before anyone could get there. Crowd wants deliberate. The Subiaco faithful. So 3-6-24 Perth trail Subiaco by a point. 4-1-25 on the comm system scoreboard. A boundary throw in just under our broadcast position. It's one down by Reed. Handball went away to McPartland, who just managed to clear it out of the tackle. Big contest, beautiful pair of hands by Galen Savini. And Subiaco, with 1 minute and 48 seconds, can send it inside 50 one more time. A goal would almost guarantee that they don't go into half-time trailing. Right into the hot spot. Ball hit the deck. Trying to move it was Johnson, wrapped up hard in a tackle. Umpire will have it. Clock bleeding down under a minute 30. Subiaco will be prioritising one, but maybe just a bigger priority would be not letting the Demons outside of their defensive 50. Smothered well, smothered beautifully by Johnson. He's been good in this passage. Perth going to kick it out of there, and are they going to pay deliberate here? About 10 rounds ago they would have, but it's going to be a boundary throw in. Under a minute now in the second term of this WAFL Reserves Grand Final for 2021. Before we head into halftime, it'll be a boundary throw in. Punt's going up for it, but it's one down by Perth. Gray kicked it out of there. It'll go over the boundary one more time. Subiaco will be happy with that, given the clock continues to roll. On the commentary wing, proceedings will wrap up here, and Subiaco look like they'll almost definitely take a 1 point lead into halftime. Rucks go up for it. It was a short throw in. It's one down, collected by Gray. Tried to move it forward over the boundary line one more time. And the free kick's been paid to Subiaco. A lot going on off the ball, but with 10 seconds left, Perth mark it. And they're not going to have enough time to move it up the other end as the siren sounds for half-time at OPTUS Stadium.
And it's on at left half forward. And a couple of jumper punches, as you can have a look.
Big melee.
No love lost. There must have been something that happened off the ball. Now, Corey Yo's in the middle of this, and he's thrown a couple.
Oh, there's punches being thrown.
So the umpires are going to need to get out there and sort this out. Obviously a lot of passion, a lot at stake.
All bets are off now. They can't.
Well, I'll tell you what, Corey Yo was right in the thick of that, and there was a couple of roundhouses, and Corey Yo's lost his jumper. It's been split down the middle. Shades of Andre the Giant. Have a look at this. Corey Yo. He gave away a couple of free kicks and a 50-metre penalty. He looks pleased with himself. Paul Persick down at ground level. Talk us through it.
Well, the tension certainly evaporated here. No love lost between these two teams heading into half-time. It is only a point the difference in favour of Subiaco, 4-1-25 to 3-6-24, as both teams give their players a standing ovation, and the Demons going from their bench and huddling up together just to compose themselves after what was a heated finish to that first half here at OPTUS Stadium. It is a point the difference at half-time in the 2021 OPTUS WAFL Reserves Grand Final. Back with our half-time discussion after this.
Shatterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shatterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Optus Stadium. It is half-time of the 2021 Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final, and we have certainly got a great game on our hands. It is only a point the difference, 4-1-25 to 3-6-24, as you have a look there at some highlights and a few crowd shots of Optus Stadium. What is a very unpredictable day weather-wise. The goal kickers, Brown, Rogers and Steele for the Demons, and for Subiaco, Borchett with 2, Robbins and Robertson scoring the others as well. What about that heated finish with that brawl inside Perth's attacking 50 on the half-time siren, and Corey O right in the thick of things? Expect a lot of discussions to emerge from that brawl not long after this game. Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington back in the commentary box as we show some of our highlights and discuss some of the key points of that first half. Matty, it was a game of the backlines in the first quarter, but then Subiaco got that ascendancy with a couple of goals, and the Demons just sort of looked unsettled in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, they did, Paul, and their ball use also wasn't as slick as it was in the first term. And Subiaco, let's give them credit because they've tackled pretty well today, despite having 14 less inside 50s. As we have a look at some of the CD Dodd highlights here, this was the first of the afternoon. I think Pellichet's had a fantastic opening half, 13 disposals, 5 inside 50s. Quill's had plenty of the footy as well. Luke, he's with 12 disposals. And Brodie Gray, if you're having a look at the numbers, just quietly 9 tackles laid at the moment for the Demons. So a little bit of ill discipline for them, and a couple of repeat entries inside forward 50 for Subiaco has them with their noses in front by just 1 point at the main change.
A lot of tackles on the other end as well. Jack Beverley with 6 for Subiaco. Ferrone and Ash 3 and 2 respectively. And Connor Patterson also has 7. So really good work off the ball by Subiaco there. They are leading this game and trailing the inside 50 count by 14. So I think it's time the discussion is had that Perth might be butchering some of these chances, and it really could come to bite them as it did with Claremont last week at South Fremantle Oval in the preliminary final. So a lot of work to be done for the Demons, and this is going to be a fiery second half. I mean, most of the work in this game is being done at the contest. It's already been incredibly physical, and it's going to get even more so as we head towards the final siren.
Subiaco started to assert their dominance at the second half of that second term, if that makes sense, Luke, because they started to kick mark a little bit more. They took a little bit of air out of the footy. They still trail the mark count by 3 at this stage, but have a look at some of this work from our wonderful camera staff here at Front Row Screens with the super slow-mo. But definitely the scoring end of the ground, and the flags do not suggest this, is to the right of screen at the moment, because Perth kicked 2 in that term to that end, and Subiaco kicked 3. So there's 5 goals out of the 7 have been kicked to the right of screen. As we have a look at just above the Optus Stadium signage here, the flags indicating a very, very strong breeze to the left of screen, and that's something that could come into play with tired bodies as well, and Perth will get, if that breeze remains they'll get the agency of that in that final term.
And yeah, I mean,
that was a fantastic
what a close
goal.
one it's going to be, and Robbins, after that collision very early in the first term to come back and do
that man there on screen, McPartland, has been pretty good.
Tremendous.
So far, and Rogers, you don't see him spill too many of those, but he managed...
McPartland, 7 disposals and 4 tackles. Kicked it inside 50 as well.
How have you seen the battle of these two men there in Christian Ayres and Putt? Let's have a look at some of the ruck numbers.
Yeah, almost dead even, I would say, by eye, and just with a slight advantage actually is no, it's going to well, to Subiaco in total, but yeah, slight advantage to Ayres just in the one-on-one battle between Ayres and Putt, but yeah, quite a bit being done.
Okay, Luke, you talked about that one-on-one battle between Ayres and Putt. I'd have to say it's pretty much even. You know, Ayres got a lot of those hit-outs in the first quarter, but then Putt was able to do just a little bit more around the football and engage in those centre clearances for Subiaco. Is that game going to be won on that front as well, especially since those two are evenly matched on paper?
Putt has been a tremendous option for marks on the wing, and I think that he's taken in quite a few of those, so his work underneath those balls is quite crucial, but possibly Ayres a bit more physical at the contest.
I mean, obviously, I think Ayres is going to play a big part because obviously he's the captain today. It's his final game, 113 games, and he's had some nasty injuries throughout his career. Obviously a big man and playing the toughest position on the ground, but he had 37 hit-outs back in that round 14 win, and the beneficiary of that was McPartland, who we mentioned earlier, who had 24 disposals. So if they can link up, give this man on screen in Rogers any kind of breathing room around the goals, I think Perth might be able to get there. They've had the week off too, Paul. Would you suggest that maybe the fresh legs might help Perth come the final term? You
talked about the fresh legs after that second semi-final win over Claremont, but the ill-disciplined free kicks that were given away in that second quarter sort of, unsettled Perth a little bit there. They did well to get themselves back into it within a point with 5 minutes to go. What do they need to do to get themselves back into the ascendancy and firm their advantage that they had in the first quarter? What about it, Matty?
Yeah, a lot of work to be done for both sides, and sorry, Paul, we'll just have to go to a break here on Front Row Screens. Thanks for joining us. The second half coming up in just a moment.
Shatterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shatterguard.com.au.
Sun is shining once again here at Optus Stadium. It is half-time in the 2021 Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final, kicking off what is an amazing Grand Final day here in Perth. And of course, we've got two matches coming up later on, the Colts, Claremont and Swan Districts, and then the main event, Subiaco and South Fremantle, to see who will take out the league premiership. But here in the reserves, it is a point the difference in favour of Subiaco. Paul Persick with you, and in the commentary box, Matty Chechens and Luke Worthington. Gents, Perth, they did it the easy way. Subiaco, they did it the hard way. But Subiaco, they're sort of riding on the emotion of the last couple of weeks that they've had, especially that preliminary final win last week. Glenn McCullum's really instilled the confidence in this Subiaco side, hasn't he?
Definitely agree with that one, and there's always that argument of the team that's coming in with form or the team that's had the week off, but only time will tell. Obviously can't split them at the moment, just the 1 point lead for Subiaco at the moment. As we have a look at the crowd starting to fill the ground here at Optus Stadium, we're expecting 20,000 or just over.
31,500 they
Really?
said is the aim. They've sold 28,000 tickets, yeah.
So fantastic stuff as they're starting to pile in, and much on the line obviously for Swan Districts as well. Hasn't that club reversed their fortunes? In the top three, they finished in the Rodriguez Shield. It's great to see them back in form. Claremont, we know that there's such a fantastic breeding ground for not only WAFL talent, but talent at the AFL level as well. And Subiaco versus South Fremantle. Well, South Fremantle decimated by injuries coming into this one. They're going to be without Schlensog and a couple of others, but Subiaco's defence might just prove key today. As we have a look at some of the Redlegs fans, they'll be hoping that the Demons can get over the line. It's 3-6 to 4-1. We'll roll through some of these highlights and we'll be back in our commentary position very shortly.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time.
Shatterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shatterguard.com.au.
One point the difference in favour of Subiaco over Perth in this 2021 Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final. Both the teams are out and ready for the second half. I spoke with a couple of the Subiaco coaching staff. They're very happy with the ascendancy in the second quarter, but want a little more discipline in the second half. Glenn McCullum especially impressed with that burst of 3 goals in that second quarter, especially with the work of players from Subiaco like Noah Robbins and of course the Fulgrave boys in that defensive 50. 1 point the difference. What will the second half give us? Let's throw back to our commentary box and Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington getting us set now for the second half, where it's the Lions leading by a point.
Thanks, Paul. And thanks again to Front Row Screens, wonderful supporters of Perth Sport. Thanks for joining us as well. We know that online we've got viewers, Luke, that are tuning in all the way from the USA.
Yep.
Wondering whether we're broadcasting the league game. Unfortunately, we're not. But enjoy the second half of this, and we look forward to doing it all again next year. Front Row Screens. Thanks again to CD Dot. Comm Systems Scoreboard as well. If you need radio comms, they outfit a lot of mining sites as well. They are the business.
They do.
Comm Systems.
We
are back in the middle now. They call this the Premiership Quarter, Luke.
Oh, they do.
Which team will have their nose in front? 50 minutes of reserves football to decide who will win the flag. Will it be the Demons 13th or the Lions 19th reserve flag? We are underway. Perth to the right of your screen. Ayres with the first tap. Only as far as Robinson. Perth supporters wanting holding the ball. Good work in tight there from Noah Ash. And the Lions get the first clearance. Up towards 50. Bit of a foot race. Holt bumped off it. Singh corralled by Holt. Is there prior opportunity? We wait, we watch. Throw it in, says the umpire.
Interesting.
And Singh was on it, literally a hiding to nothing there, and nowhere to go. It was hemmed in with the paint and boundary meet there. So Subiaco to the left of your screen in the white shorts. Ayres won it down. And much as what we saw in the first term. Now, if you've just joined us, you missed a heated ending to the second term. The haymakers were thrown. A big bevy of bodies around right where the ball is at the moment. But Corey Yeo has had a wardrobe change. He's back out on the ground. He had his shirt literally torn in half. Spearing ball to a chaos area from Robinson. They've got numbers. Under heavy pressure there was Page. No one at home, and Singh can take the uncontested mark. In the back pocket, he'll have to try and pick his way through this one towards McPartland. Couldn't take the mark, but did well to affect the spoil. Perth player legged. The change in rules a couple of years ago results in the free kick going the way of Mitchell Brown. Did kick one in the first term. Kicks a high floating ball onto the chest now of McCarthy. McCarthy looks to send it further wide, but he copped a shocking bounce to Pellichet. Almost best on ground. Ooh. That was brilliant. Blind turn. Kick smothered coming out of there. Players get slung left, right and centre. Subiaco on the rebound now. Good strong mark overhead. And a chance now for the Lions to set up another forward 50 entry. Borchett up towards the kick-off line. That mark's going to be taken. Superb, Josh Robbins. He had an opponent breathing down his neck, literally, running back towards the big sticks, and takes the catch over his shoulder. And a chance to extend this lead of Subiaco now out to 7 points. And they've made a bright opening to this third term. The Premiership quarter. Kicked a goal on the run in the second term from 47 metres. 45-degree angle. The distance will not trouble him. To join Ryan Borchett as a multiple goal kicker. Has absolutely butchered it to the left-hand side. So maybe a little bit of nerves coming back in after half-time, and the ironical jeers ring around Optus Stadium from the red leg supporters.
Thumped down the line out of fullback by Perth into a contest that was whacked out of Richardson's hands. Subiaco moving it forward now through clinch. It fell to ground towards goal by Robinson. No, he's put it straight up in the air, but the mark was nearly taken in, and kicking it towards goal. One more time, they've done it. Subiaco take an 8-point lead. The goal on the run. Jordan Ferrone. Wow. Out of almost nowhere, the ball was spilling and spilling.
He hasn't had much of a sight. 14 league goals from 10 matches this year. He had 2 in round 14, and just shows how valuable he is in that half-forward role. So after Robin's relatively easy set shot for goal missed to the left-hand side, they get one on the run and a little bit of breathing room out to 8 points. It hasn't been more than 9 for Subiaco.
So ready to go up for it, punt. Who wins the tap down? No, it was Ayres who won it down. The ball's kicked towards Perth's 50. Spilling everywhere, trying to move it. Jones kicking it inside 50 now. Perth into a one-on-one contest. Mark taken over the back.
Just for our viewers at home, after that bit of melee in the end of the second term, heading back in towards the dressing rooms, Corey Yeo has changed his jumper number to 43 now, so he's wearing the 43. So it's not John. It's made an appearance this afternoon. He's just obviously the property steward sorted him out. So Corey Yeo on the 43. As we await the boundary throw in, Perth need a response. It suggests it's not going to be a high scoring game. Cool conditions out there at the moment. Rather overcast. Can the Lions keep it alive? For now they can, but we'll have another stoppage just between the wing and half forward. No, the umpire's letting them play, so they swallowed the whistle. Good officiating in the end. Kick around the corner. Up towards half forward. Subiaco again, repel. And that ball almost like a volleyball dig over the boundary line. Right on centre wing on the outer side. Eight points. The lead as we approach 6 minutes have elapsed in this third term. Ayres decisively wins that down. Off to Bird, slung off his kick, and that affected that. Mullane, he's been good this afternoon. Looking to control a bit of possession. Beautiful spearing pass towards Robinson. Looked out the side door for a handball. Instead, he's motioning towards the pocket, just deceiving everyone. Moves it to Mackenzie Lawrence. 2 kicks from home. That's an absolute mongrel of a kick, and it'll go straight down the throat of the Perth defender and Brogan Henry from Beverley. The Redbacks. Interesting flighted ball towards Bird. Had it slapped away from him. Great tackle, Brown. Dispossessed the ball carrier, but it's going to end up in the hands of the Subiaco player. The big don't argue from clinch. He turns it over, and it'll be chopped off by Sam Perkisic. A great mark in the opening term, and that's a great switch of play. He's been asked to play on. He did step around the mark, so he's got to retreat Marshall Jones. He's got McPartlin. He's getting corralled by Putt. You'd suggest that he just steps around the Subiaco ruckman. Up to a 2-on-2. Richardson had it slapped away from his clutches. Gathered by Subi. The barrel back in towards the middle of the ground. Ricochets. McPartlin in turn fed it off to Ayres. Sweeping hand pass, missed the mark. So now a chance for the Lions. Coming the other way, Sturgeon to a one-on-one. Singh versus Borchett. Singh won that contest. Well done. Ball at ground level. Floated ball through the hands of Pellichet. Back into the hands of McPartland. So he's had 4 touches in the space of 2 minutes, and that's an accurate one. To Mitchell Brown. Assesses his options. Richardson begging for the footy. It's been ignored. The umpire says you're off. So he goes long and high up towards the kickoff line. Big fly at the back of the mark. Will be taken by Marshall Jones, where he set himself perfectly. Richardson's short lead was ignored. He was absolutely ropeable about it. And instead they go to Marshall Jones, and a chance now for him to kick his 10th goal of the reserve season. He played 3 games in the league. Has been at the Demons for quite a few seasons now, originally from York. Big kick for him. Part of the 2015 WA Academy's 18 squad. That's why. As he raises his arms towards the Perth faithful, that was gun barrel straight, and the immediate response for the Demons.
Beautiful there from Perth. Marshall Jones, brilliant kick on a tight angle, closing themselves to within 2 points of Subiaco, just over 16 minutes, and we'll see maybe a bit of the angle here. At least we'll see how good that kick was from Marshall Jones. Jones, that was his 6th disposal of the day. He's taken 3 marks and laid 3 tackles. 1 goal, 1 on the afternoon. 4-6-30, trails 5-2-32 on the comm system scoreboard.
So 1996 was the last flag in the reserves competition for the Demons. Subiaco winning back-to-back in 17 and 18. But Perth yet to have won a flag since 1999, where their Colts achieved that.
Reid won it down. It's kicked towards Perth's 50. On the ball is Yo. Now trying to get it out of the tackle.
Kobe Fulgrave, that is one of the best tackles that you'll see this afternoon.
Spilling out over the far wing. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
That was the old deliberate fumble under pressure over the line. That's well disguised from Henderson. Perfect conditions right now.
Reid and Putt putting their hands up for the footy. It's 1 down for Perth. Moving it out of there nearly was great. A lot of work being done for the footy. Putt's in there. And at ground level, no opportunity. The umpire's going to have to take it in. So, closing themselves back in, Perth. And a huge 14 and a half minutes coming up now. Perth managed to get it out of the tackle.
Oh, well done.
And now soccering it along the ground was Sanderson. And it'll trickle over the boundary one more time on the far side.
Well, he was surrounded by 3 lines then. It was Sanderson. He did well to just step through the oncoming traffic. And gains another 20 metres with that little dribbler.
Under a lot of pressure. Putt and Reid will do battle again. Putt roves it himself. Subiaco now with a bit of an advantage as they soccer it forward. And wrapped up hard in the tackle there. It'll be another ball up as LaFontaine couldn't get it out of there. Rucks go up. Trying to move it forward was Gray. Not quite on this occasion again.
A couple of ex-Subi players tuning in. Thanks for joining us on front row screens. Josh Watson, pretty handy cricketer too, as is Matt Mead. Plenty of Demons and Lions supporters tuning in this afternoon. Thanks for tuning in on front row screens. Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington. Our man on the ground is Paul Persick this afternoon as Putt won it down. Perth look to go forward again. A goal apiece in this 3rd term. Sits up perfectly. They can go inside 50. There's the target. Big crash of the pack there. Well done, Savigny. Gets the clearing kick. Ash lowers the eyes. Spots a teammate outer side of the ground. They could be out now, Subiaco. Kicks up towards Robbins, but oh, he fumbled. Rare one for him. Goes in again with his 2nd effort. Hand pass off to a flat-footed teammate. They look to have turned it over. The tackling has been fast and frenetic. Here come the Demons. They've got no one inside forward 50 at the moment, just Lions defenders. And they go through the middle. Running out of room in the end. They fire it off by hand. Now, a Perth player's dumped off the footy. Will the advantage be paid? No. Not sure what happened. I think it was Robbins, the man that just lost his cool. Now, it's not going to be down the ground, which is interesting. So it wasn't at the point of the kick. Instead, the free kick off to a very sore and tender Jai Clark. Well, standing the mark there will be Noah Ash, but he wasn't the culprit. I'm pretty sure it was Robbins. 2 kicks from home. Subi with the first goal of the third, answered by the Demons. That's an end-over-end job towards Ayres. He had to stoop from the penthouse down to the basement. Couldn't do it effectively. The Lions starting to clean up their possession across half-back. Noah Ash with the uncontested mark. Goes down the non-broadcast wing. That's a poor kick. Marsh, and it'll be chopped off. So Perth now. Jones offers a lead on the 50-metre arc. That's going to be ignored. They look to go long. Up towards Ayres. He's got 2 to beat. Can't do it this time. Important ball to win down at ground level or coming through. Hand pass swept over the top now. This is Robinson. Now there's a one-on-one. Borchett versus Singh. The latter wins it down. Palms it out towards Reed. He did well. Kept his composure. That kick had too much air under it. Open the back door now. Here come the Lions. Hand pass inboard. This is Bremen. Under heavy pressure. Off towards Borchett. Foot race with Singh. Borchett looks to have won it. Can he gather cleanly? Fantastic tackle from Singh. Oh, that's tackle of the game.
Wow.
Saved a certain goal. It wasn't quite like Heath Shaw because he knew he was there, but he did not give up on it. And Borchett's kicked 2 on him today. Singh, that was absolutely superb. Back here on the broadcast wing. Hand pass inboard now, received by Johnson. Got so much time to operate. Back towards Borchett and co. And standing under, taking the courageous mark in the end, is Declan Grocott, and a chance for the Demons to reset. How good was that goal-saving tackle from Connor Singh?
Unbelievable from Singh. Grocott's going to kick it down the line, right under our commentary position. Strong pair of hands taken in by Reed. McPartland's going to bomb it forward, kicked it high. 2 Subi players under the ball, but coming up with it beautifully. The Demons pumping it inside. 50, strong pair of hands. The mark's taken in by Jack Richardson to put the Demons in front. It's going to be a tight angle.
Well, he's only just slightly further out than what Marshall Jones was, the exact angle. And I tell you what, a lot of Perth Demons supporters here at right half forward expect a huge reaction if this sails through.
Richardson for the lead. It looks good. It's very... Oh, no, it's just hooked at the end and hit the post. That looked perfect off the boot, and we had a great view of it here. Unfortunate there. And Perth now 4-7-31, trailing Subi 5-2-32.
Well, 11 scoring shots to 7. Perth need to start making a little bit of daylight on the scoreboard, but they still trail. Great build-up play again. Jai Clark marks within range. And Subiaco turn it over. So Clark, if he's got the journey, can at least knot up the game. He's kicked 4 goals, 3. Played 9 league games, as did a lot of these reserves players in a season plagued by injury for the Redlegs. Can the boys from Laflane retake the lead? Jai Clark sends it on its way, and he sends it straight. The arm wrestle continues. The Demons now by 5. Jai Clark into a very strong breeze now, it must be said. The 3 flags here at Optus Stadium flying horizontally to the left of your screen, and that had every bit of the journey as he gets a standing ovation as he makes his way off the ground, and McPartland coming off for a breather as well. He's had a good third term.
What an unbelievable game of footy that we're seeing here today.
Comm system scoreboard, the go-to if you need radio comms up on the mining sites. Comm system scoreboard has the Redlegs back out by 5. So that 12 scoring shots to 7. And a couple more inside 50s now. They've widening that gap. We're back in the middle. It'll be Reid back doing the ruck duties now against Putt, giving away a few centimetres. Skew with bounce favoured the Demons ruckman. Hand pass out towards Pelichet. Grocott chisels one around the corner. And they're out now, the Demons. Awkward spinning ball, and that'll go out of play, and a chance for Subi to reset behind the ball.
So here we go on the pain of 50 nearly for the Demons. A boundary throw in. Putt and Reid are going to do battle in the ruck. Ball hits the deck, spilling out nearly in favour of the Demons, but wrapped up well in the tackle. 3 players diving on top of Lewis Putt, who will go up against Reid one more time. Perth nearly got it out of there. It was spilling around, touched Reid's hand. Now inside 50, collecting it is Brown, who's gone down. And now looking for it. In front now is Bodle. Puts it through. Demons extend their lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought Mitchell Brown was going to get pinged for holding the ball. Probably the best part of the ground to give it away if you're 20 metres in front. But he backed himself, got spun in the tackle. And a couple of quick exchanges via hand allows the Ballagura Royal to just strut in. Have a look at this.
Oh,
Brown.
Lucky.
Sensational work. 2 hand passes and over the goal umpire's hat.
Jack Bodle, 13 goals, 5 in the 2021 reserve season. Played 14 games.
Well, one of the rare players to not feature in the league.
Yeah.
With a finish like that, maybe he'll get his chance next year. A young player coming through the ranks. Pelichet, the leading ball winner, 16 disposals. Corey Robinson has 15 for Subiaco. 36-21, the inside 50 count to the team with their noses in front by 11 points. The Demons will have another ball up. If it can't be extracted, it can. Nice work in tight there from Yo. Just reminding you, up towards Steele. He's wearing the 43s, Yo. Fullgrave sweeps it out wide. Well done, Bird. Great use of the body. Finds some space to run around. Just gets tackled at the last minute. Here come the Demons. They're looking to take the game on by hand. Well smothered. And the ball out of play. This intensity, despite there almost being an all-in brawl at half-time, has really gone up a notch, Luke, in this third term.
Oh, yeah. And Perth, after being down and out for a little while, seemingly have found their way back in. A boundary throw-in on the far side. Putt and Reid. Reid thumps it, but it's fallen in the direction of Subiaco. Beverly
Legs
had
or holding
it.
the
Nearly
ball.
got caught. He did.
It was one of those tackles that slips down low, and he's really having an impact on the contest, is McPartland.
McPartland bombs it inside. 50 steals there. Ball fell down. Trying to hand it out of there. Subiaco coming up with it. Snapped around by Savini, and the mark is taken on the pain of 50 by Brodie Gray. Puts it into the hot spot. Coming down with it is McCarthy, who puts it through to the left-hand side.
Well, it thudded against the paintwork of the left-hand upright after some very good work in tight. McPartland really stepping up his input now in this third term.
Out from fullback, Subiaco puts there and broken up beautifully by Oscar Bird.
Tell you what,
he's
he's really stepping up as well in this third term, Oscar Bird. Played 44 league games, so he knows what it takes.
Boundary throw in. Ayres joins the ruck contest one more time, thumps it forward. Subiaco with an advantage there. and tied up right near the boundary. They managed to keep it in play. Now trying to move it out of there was Johnson, and he's been caught.
Perth's pressure across the half-forward line at the moment in this term has equalled what they did in the first quarter. Now, despite most of the goals being kicked to the right of screen, you wouldn't think that the breeze is blowing strongly towards the other end as we're in the final 2.5 minutes of this premiership quarter. 6-8 to 5-2 thanks to the comm system scoreboard. Matt Chetchins, Luke Worthington and Paul Persick, who's got the sharpest suit at Optus Stadium this afternoon. He was here bright and early. I think he might have slept overnight at the ground.
Maybe slept in his suit as well.
Yep. Here come the Demons. McPartland, that didn't travel the required distance. Rogers looks for the centering pass, but no one at home for the Demons, so they sweep it wide. Important contest now. So going one way then the other. Sturgeon kicks inboard. That's going to be hacked off the ground. Only as far as Fulgrave, dispossessed. Ayres taken to ground. Sliding in on hands and knees is Beverley. Couple of players being held off the ball. No free kick forthcoming. Hacked out of there somehow by Quill, but it's straight down the throat of Borchett. Rather Johnson. Johnson kicks out wide, looking for Bremen. Lost his feet, but did well. Still gutted. McPartland there again, trying to earn another contested possession. Stooping down was Lawrence, and he's taken in a good tackle. And the rapidly growing crowd here at Optus Stadium in the final minute of this third term showing their appreciation. Can Subiaco steal one late? Put their wind in their sails as we turn for home. Ayres has been superb. Kicks back inside 50. Good composure at the back from Clinch. Step through and around a tackler. Heads out wide now. This is Robinson. Can take the uncontested mark. He's got another option down further on the line. Elects to just spear one inboard. Lands at the feet now. Patterson. Patterson loads up, but there's no one under it for the Lions. Is that a free kick? Not this time. The Demons trying to stand up under heavy pressure. That could be holding the ball. It is. Well, LaFontaine bit off just a little bit more than he could chew.
This is the second kick after the siren for Subiaco in one game.
Yep. And almost from the same spot. So Ferrone, he is a noted goal kicker. Has kicked 22, one of those in this term. Kicked 2 in their previous meeting in round 14 and 14 league goals from 10 matches. The margin stands at 12 points. The deep breath from the goal sneak. Jordan Ferrone to make it a one-kick game. It's on its way. Does it have the distance? Not on this occasion. And fisted through, no score. We turn for home. 12 points. We're into the home stretch. Paul Persick's our man down on the ground.
What a game we have got on our hands. 1 quarter to go. The Demons leading by 12 points. They got that run on back in the third quarter with players like Reid, Quill and Clark making an impact. We'll give you more on Jai Clark because he limped off early in the third quarter but came back to kick a great goal later on in the third term. All that and more after the break here on Front Row Screens. It's the WAFL Reserves Grand Final. The Demons leading by 12 points here at Optus Stadium.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Resurrection.
Welcome back to Optus Stadium. We are turning for home in the Optus WAFL Reserves Grand Final for 2021. It is overcast once again, but hopefully the rain will stay away. The Demons leading by 12 points, 6-8-44 to 5-2-32 for Perth. All individual goal kickers, Bodle, Brown, Clark, Jones, Rogers and Steele. And for the Lions, Borchett has got two, Ferrone, Robbins and Robinson, the other goal kickers. Also, a couple of interesting incidents in that third quarter. Jai Clark, he limped off the ground. He had his left hamstring taped, but he came back to kick a great goal late in the third quarter. And then Aaron Bremen coming off of the blood rule after a nasty gash to his head, but he should be all right to go for the final quarter. It's all or nothing for Perth and Subiaco now as we throw back to Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington for the final quarter of this game where the Demons hold the advantage by 12 points.
Thanks to our man on the ground, Paul Persick, as we have a look at a miss earlier from Robbins after a very, very good tackle. They were to get a goal after that by Ferrone, and they hit the front by 8 points. That's as much as they've led by throughout the afternoon. And then all of a sudden, on the back of Bird, McPartlin and Clark, the Demons started to assert their dominance around the clearances and in particular, Luke Worthington, inside 50. That count at the moment, Perth, 41 to 22. They've had double their scoring shots, yet they're only 2 straight kicks in front.
Yep, really solid effort by Subiaco despite trailing into the third term, but Perth really went and stepped up after being under the pump in the second.
Let's have a look at the camera work here and the mark. Maybe touched by the Subi defender, but Marshall Jones, the recipient, and from a tight angle made no mistake. Fantastic work. The boy from York. And then Jai Clark, according to Paul Persick, just as you duck down the third quarter break, Jai Clark's got his hamstring taped up. And obviously the final game of the season, so he'll leave it all on the line. But
yeah,
for him to kick that set shot from 50 metres, and have a look at this. This is play of the game for me. Borchett's already kicked 2 goals, and Singh did not give up on it. And Perth, that could be crucial there as well in itself, in the fact that Mitchell Henderson could have stepped that across for a minor score. At the moment, we're at 2 straight kicks, so keep on that. Remember that in mind as we go back to Paul Persick on ground.
Yeah, I've got Glenn McCullum with me. The pressure's on for Subiaco after that third quarter.
Yeah, look, Perth played well the last 5 or 6 minutes of that quarter. We just now we've got to get the ball back in our hands and start changing lanes and really give our forwards an opportunity one-on-one. Aaron Bremen
had a bit of a knock in that third quarter. How's he faring?
Yeah, he's fine. He'll be isolating deep in our forward half, but he's a match winner, so we just wanted the ball in his hands.
All the best in the final quarter.
Thanks, mate.
Love your work, Paul. Down on the ground, Paul Persick, my sharply dressed man at Optus Stadium. Today, Matt Chechens and Luke Worthington in call. Here it is, the final term. Can the Demons win their 13th reserves flag, or will it be Subiaco with their 19th? And the Demons looking to break a drought that spans back to 1999. Apparently there was a party and a song written about it. Will they be celebrating? In Laflane, we are underway. Subiaco, they need the first goal. McPartlin, for me, almost best on ground at the moment.
Yep.
Looking through some of the numbers, he's had 14 disposals and 8 tackles.
Incredible.
Pellichet up to 18 as well. There's Yo in the 43 jumper. Kicks up towards Brown. Couldn't take the mark. Taking a good tackle was Kobe Fulgrave. They do well. They slap it forward again. Ayres just dumped in a good hip and shoulder. Off to Brown. Brown in turn to Yo. Tumbles one inside 50. The Demons. This will be for their biggest lead if they can somehow manufacture a goal. Goal-saving smother. Great tackle as well. Desperation from both sides at the moment. We saw it from Singh, and we see it again there from the Subiaco defenders. That was superb. Jack Beverley, he's laid 12 tackles now in the match. And thumps it clear, right on cue. He's going to come back with interest, you would suggest. Christian Ayres can wheel around, use the new rule change to his advantage. Looks to kick up towards Richardson through his hands. And well done from Jaden Quill, not allowing the ball to come out. Matt Johnson for Subiaco, 13 touches, 8 tackles. Robinson also, 17 disposals. Slick hand pass out the back. Numbers favour Subiaco, Kobe Fulgrave, and it's going to be intercepted. So a big opportunity for this man in Mitchell Brown, who kicked a goal in the first term. And a chance now from a very tight angle. Now the flag's blowing furiously to the left of screen. However, the majority of goals have been kicked to the right of your screen. This for the ultimate start for the Demons. It won't score. Falls short and fisted into the padding of the left behind post. So again, a 2-goal even margin. Thanks again to Com System scoreboard.
So a boundary throw in just by the left point post. Work to do for Subiaco. They had such a great second term. Putt wins it down and was held. So Lewis Putt will take the free kick. He hands it off. Kicks thumped down the line into a big contest overhead was Ayres, but LaFontaine was held off the footy in that contest. So LaFontaine, he's going to boot it into the hot spot, left half forward. Ball was tapped down by Subiaco, coming up with it now. Was but it's hit the post.
Mitchell Brown.
Mitch Brown had it, yep.
He's giving a few headaches to the Lions defenders.
Absolutely thumped it into the post. And that one almost would have sealed it the way goals are going.
Tell you what,
at the moment.
I'll have that man in the gully, thanks. That was a great mark.
Noah Ash on the far side. Kicks it down the line. It's fallen over the back of the contest. Running onto its LaFontaine. Under duress by Johnson. Manages to keep it in. Kicked into a contest far side. Demons moving it out of their well. Mark's taken in beautifully. Kick in board is going to go towards that man, McPartland, who's going to kick it into the hot spot.
What a kick.
Taken in. And Jack Steele again has been their key forward all season.
Have a look at this.
Yeah.
There was probably a metre square to put that ball, and he put it there. Lace out. McPartland, probably best on ground.
The rain's coming down now too, by the way. Steele to extend their lead. He does it. 7-9-51, the Demons in this grand final. They lead Subiaco on the Com System scoreboard.
Thanks to CD Dodd. Wonderful work again from our cameraman. The best in the business. Perfect ball drop. He took a screamer to kick the first of the day, and he gets the first and the fourth term. That is the biggest lead of the afternoon for any side. 18 points, 7-9, 5-7. As the fans start to seek shelter. And the rain
really coming
noticeably heavier at the moment. Will Subiaco need to respond? They've got the talent. Can they do it on the big stage? Ayres, decisive. But the second attempt was Patterson. He's been good. Johnson fed it out wide. A chance now through for Roan, and they are out. They need a response. Subiaco out on the lead. Mark, slippery football through the hands there of the Lions forward. They go in again. Borshett on the scene. Kick partially smothered. Out towards Jack Beverley. Lost his feet. Taken in a good tackle. Ball squirts out of the back. Daylight robbery from Jordan Ferrone. Just with a chaos ball to the kickoff line. There's a hold. And it's going the way of the Demons. Well, Ferrone there. That was brilliant in wet conditions. Perth will be happy for the rain to continue to tumble. Try and neutralise the kick mark game of Subiaco. Groycott clears his defensive 50-metre arc. Hand pass out towards Fulgrave, who run up from half back, but whistled past his shoulder and out of play. A little bit of cramp setting in. Remember, Subiaco with that win over Claremont in the prelim final will be sore. Perth after their week off. Rain starting to ease off slightly. Ayres and Putt. Ayres Gain 10 metres, only as far as Fulgrave. Just kicks blindly up towards the contest. LaFontaine with the spoil. Numbers out the back's going to be shin forward and through for a minor score. So back within 3 straight kicks and a chance now for the Demons to set up from fullback.
So Perth, they'd be comfortable at this point. A 17-point lead. Sorry, an 18-point lead as it's thumped down the line, nearly taken in. Ball goes to ground. Can expect to see a lot of this. It's going to be wet out there now. Rucks go up for it. Ayres look to win it down. Perth moving it. Stopped one more time. Umpire will have it. Perth under pressure by Subiaco in the second term, and in the premiership quarter looked like they might have done enough to turn things around. Ball spills out of the contest, thrown onto the boot. Someone was held off the ball, and it was the Demons player. So Brodie Gray will take the free kick from just about right half back.
So Luke, obviously no time added on in the reserves competition for this season. So any stoppage is really to the advantage of the red and black at the moment.
Absolutely, it's thumped forward by Subiaco. They did a good job there into a one-on-one contest. It was punched down by Singh. He's been superb in these crucial moments and accidentally on purpose taken over the boundary line, but Singh came in and thumped him. They're going to call that a high tackle.
It didn't look good early stage because Borchett kicked 2 goals, and then all of a sudden, with that goal-saving tackle, he's had some good spoils on the football, and I don't think there was anything malicious in there. And obviously, the greasy conditions,
very hard, but
yeah,
it is what it is. The free kick will be taken. Booted inside 50 into the hot spot. Who can get it? Perth clear it. McPartland was there. Beautiful. It's fisted back in. The Subiaco 50, and now whacking it onto his boot. The left foot kick couldn't get there. Looked like it slipped as it hit his boot, unfortunately. And they couldn't hold it in as it went over the boundary line. Bailey Holt been helping out in the ruck today for Lewis Putt. He'll go up against Christian Ayres. They both look to have got a fist to it. It'll go back over the boundary line one more time. Perth will be more than happy with how play's running at the moment. Nearly 15 minutes until the final siren. Holt, Ayres. Ayres wins it down, but it's to the advantage of Subiaco. Wrapped up in the tackle. It'll be another ball up. Putt's going to join the ruck again to go up against Ayres. Subiaco try to soccer it forward, and big tackle there from Lawrence McKenzie, but Ayres manages to clear it. The intercept mark is taken at midfield. Back inside 50 for Subiaco into the hot spot. Flyers went up at the back. LaFontaine's going to come down with it. Handball got out of there. Singh off a step, wraps it around the body, and Subiaco have marked here.
Sandon Page, fantastic.
Sandon Page, yeah. Did a really good job there. Was in the right place at the right time. Managed to use his reflexes to take the mark there.
Tell you what, he's coming off a Ben Brown-like run-up too, starting almost from the wing. Needs to kick it.
From the pavilion with this run-up on a tight angle from 50 metres. Looks high, but it's not going to get there on this time, on this occasion. It's rushed through the right behind post.
So now with inside 3 kicks. Oscar Berg will look to bring it in. High ball. Well done, Putt. Subiaco with a big high up and under. This time from clinch. Off hands. Where are the crummers? Ferrone's on the scene. Subiaco played leg. Surely deserved the free kick. wasn't forthcoming. Scrum develops. Subi just trying to get numbers in around the ball. Perth player dumped in the tackle, and the kick coming out from Bird was brilliantly smothered by Bailey Holt. Bit of push and shove off the footy. Ferrone trying to get under the skin there of his opponent. Important stoppage for the Lions. They need a goal. Holt out-muscled by Ayres. Can it come this way now? Subiaco, that's a high floating ball that's going to go across the face of goal and misses the lot. And Jack Sturgeon. Connor Singh will bring the ball back in play. He's got an option across his goal face. Grocott. Sam Perkisic. Subiaco need to man up. Oh, almost lost his feet. Did Jai Clark. That sore hamstring. Transfers play towards the outer side. Perth have done well. They picked their way through the setup now of Subiaco. Used up valuable clock time at that as well. Henderson offers his services down the line, not going there. Subi get numbers to the contest. Thump further forward, all on his own. Chance to set up something now. He's looking further afield. He's just nothing on offer at the moment for Subiaco. Over the head now. Borchett, he's in a foot race, and that's off the shin of a Perth defender and through for a minor score. Jai Clark, if that isn't going to test your hamstring. Now the goal umpire and field umpire are just going to have a little conversation. Alex Crowhurst. And touch through for a minor score. 16 points is the margin, but better signs for Subiaco. Conditions starting to dry up. Clearing kick towards the outer side will be fisted over the line. Patrick Mullane, I've liked his game this afternoon. He's been all across the ground from half back to half forward. Reid, staying with his on-ball duties, will have to go up against Putt. Great talent as the Subiaco reserves ruckman. Shin back towards the line. Surely they can't ping him for that. Oh, they have. That is stiff, really stiff, and that is a fortuitous free kick. It must be said. Brodie Gray. 11 tackles to three-quarter time, Gray.
Gray, the kick down the line, fumbles off the pack out of bounds.
I mean, wet conditions like that, the ball ricochets off a shin.
Yep.
I know it's not deliberate, but it's that interpretation of not trying to keep the ball in play. But I mean, in conditions like this, it's a little stiff.
Yeah, a bit tough.
Who's going to be the game breaker for Subi? They need someone to stand up.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it might be too little too late. Caden Fulgrave's been fantastic in the back line. Corey Robinson has 18 disposals and 4 tackles. Matthew Johnson, 15 disposals and 10 tackles. But Perth, led by Palaszczuk, Gray, Quill, Brown and McPartland as well. Brodie Gray, 18 disposals and 12 tackles for Perth.
Mike Wright, thanks for tuning in. Are we going to see 2 droughts broken in 2 weeks? Carndees.
The other Demons did it on this ground a week ago. And it looks like in about 9 minutes and 15 seconds time, these Demons are going to break their drought, albeit about one that's about a third shorter. Still long. Rucks go up for it. Putt wins it down, running onto the footy. It's Clark. And umpire's blown his whistle. It'll go the way of Subiaco.
Yeah, that was agricultural at best from Clark. That slipped way too high.
Lawrence McKenzie will take the free kick after the high tackle. Pings it down the line.
Or Mackenzie Lawrence.
Ball spills out of bounds near the paint of 50.
Tell you what, if the Lions can nick one here, we'll be for a grandstand finish because we'll be within 2 goals after that and still adequate time.
I'd say one within the next minute and a half is going to be needed for anything like that to happen. McPartland got it out of there. Teammate was there, but it spilt in the direction of Subiaco. What can they do here? Ball thrown onto the boot into the hot spot.
was held.
And Borchett was held. Snaps it around
There
the body
it is.
for the goal.
There it is.
Subiaco within 10 points.
Right on cue. He's been brilliant. And to have the nous to not wait, as you can see, held. Singh remonstrating with the umpire. Borchett goes bang. Here come the Lions. 10 points on the comm system scoreboard. You're almost reading their final rights before Luke Worthington.
I did it to them last week.
And they're here on the big stage. What a finish we've got. Tell you what, a clearance here for the Lions. It'll be game on. Our countdown clock is accurate. Here's Jack Richardson. Can he give them a spark? Perth have been dominated around the stoppages in the last 5 minutes. Yo, try to win it out. Is that slipped high again from Clark? Shin forward. Big ball to win, somehow towed forward. Well done at ground level from Jones. Won the footy. In they go again. There's Clark. Hamstring literally hanging by a thread. Didn't travel the required distance. It was a fantastic catch. Falling to ground. And unfortunately, it's not going to be paid. To Caden Fulgrave. The Lions again win the clearance. Up towards centre half forward. That mark's going to be paid.
Yep.
Brilliant. So they're just taking the game on now. Beverly lowers the eyes accurately. Great mark. Here come the Lions. Borchett staking his claim for man of the match honours. This will take his best effort. He's kicked 3. That was a fantastic mark. He knows time's of the essence. 6 minutes just under remaining. This to put it within 4 points. Borchett with the most important set shot of the season misses to the near side. 9 points, the margin.
Just over 5.5 minutes remaining in the 2021 WAFL Reserves Grand Final. Perth 7-9-51, Subiaco 6-6-42 on the comm system scoreboard. They trail by 9 points, the Lions. Big fly on the wing and he's taken the mark in. It'll be paid for Patrick Mullane. Thumps it into the hot spot. What can they do here? Flyers go up. Borchett was there. It spilt over the back. Trying to get there was McKenzie. And it's been rushed over the line. 8 points the lead closes down to. Oh, so close as we can see the replay on the big screen.
Well, Mackenzie Lawrence was just trying to get any part of his boot to the footy. Couldn't do it.
Putt pushed it down. Perth trying to clear it out of there. Rogers got pushed off the footy and it'll be pushed out of bounds.
Oh, he's played deliberate.
Oh, they haven't.
Well, I think that's a square up for the earlier one, surely.
That has to be.
Matt Rogers in the 58 now too, so he's had his jumper ripped. That's a mark.
That's a mark taken. Handball went off to Bremen. Left foot kick inside 50. It might spill over the top, but it's gone through the right-hand side. Another behind.
All the momentum to the right of screen and with Subiaco. They looked almost dead and buried.
Boy, did they. And now a goal to put them within 1 point. 7 points the margin. Ball kicked down the line again by Perth and punched over the line by Mullane. Demons faithful want deliberate for that one after the make-up call. Ruck's going up for it. Putt won it down. Who's it going to be to the advantage of? It's Patterson. Ball spilling around at ground level. Robbins was in there for the tackle. Is Robbins going to come up with it? He manages to keep it in bounds, but bringing it over the line and getting clipped in the face was Jai Clark. Boundary throw in the Subiaco 50. Big men went up for it. It's ping-ponging around on the deck now. Can't get it out of there. It'll be a ball up.
Perth happy to see the sands of time just tick away. Putt straight up. Perth, they got no one forward of the Bullseyes. Subi reload. Well done, McPartland. That was a fantastic smother. He'll go back in again. Comes off his shin. Will he halve that contest? Subi looked to be out. Robbins with his head over the footy. And the crowd acknowledged the efforts of McPartland. For me, best on ground. 2.5 to play. Ayres thumped it down the throat of Bremen. Is there going to be late drama? Big contest to win. Beverly. Soccer's off the ground. They go back inside 50, but no one at home at the moment. Borchett closes in, lays the effective tackle. Perth trying to pick their way out through now, but they're going to turn it over. Great tackle. Ball gets spilled through to Bremen. He'll get a side at the big ones. Kick's going to land at the feet now of the Subiaco player, taking a fantastic tackle. That was brilliant. Wow. Pellichet.
Wow.
He has had a fantastic game as well. As Jacob Pellichet wrapping up Bailey Holt. Subiaco, the last gasp. Yo, off to Pellichet, pushed off his kick. They'll be happy to step over the line. Kick smothered. McPartland, head over the footy. Has he made an attempt to get rid of it? We await. No, the umpire says, give it to me. We're inside a minute and 10. McPartland knows he can just take his time and hand it back. Yo escorted over the line. Time continues to run. 55 seconds. That man has come back from a very nasty injury. Former captain of the league club. Ayres has done superb today, but he hit it back. Now there's a hold, and it's a free kick to Subiaco. Coming back to Fulgrave. 30 seconds. 35 seconds, in fact. Fulgrave, this needs a mark, and it needs a goal. Up towards the kick-off line, intercepted.
Jones.
Marshall Jones, who kicked a crucial goal in the third term. Takes a game-saving mark, you would suggest, unless something ridiculous happens. Subiaco with 15 seconds. Back from where it came. They need a mark, fisted over the line. Inside 8 seconds. The Perth Demons reserves in 2021 end a 22-year drought for the Redlegs. And they finally have a flag heading back to Laflane Park. Credit to the Lions, they did not give up right till the end. The bodies laying prone on the turf. And both of these sides coming into the grand final, they were outside the top two. Beat the odds to make it through. What a fantastic grand final. The Perth Reserves premiers in 2021. 7-9-51 to Subiaco. A gallant 6-9-45.
Well done, big Perth fan, Matt Churchins.
Will be crossing down to the ground very shortly. Paul Persick, no doubt, will be trying to gain a couple of players.
Yeah, there's a lot of players here. The scenes of jubilation by the red and black, and also, of course, the players on the ground. We'll try and get one of the Matty Rogers in your final game. What a way to end a career with the Reserves Premiership.
Yeah, it would have been nice to get a kick, but mate, that's yeah, a great way to go out. The boys cracked in all day, and the backs I thought were superb. Subi were phenomenal. How they keep rolling up year after year in both grades is sensational. But for us, you know, Perth fans will take what they can get, and we'll thoroughly enjoy this. And hopefully, the club can build on it for next year.
What about the pressure in the final quarter when Subiaco just kept coming at them goal after goal when the margin all of a sudden was less than double digits?
Oh, they're relentless, aren't they? No doubt there were nerves and they were coming, and I think 6 goals 9. If they'd have kicked a few, we're in trouble, so full credit to those guys. But our backs again, like they were getting an arm on everything, they were rushing it, so our backs were superb and the pressure was certainly there.
Now, you've been to the centre of 2 big moments in the last 2 years. You kicked the goal in the league to get Perth into the finals, and now you've won a premiership. The scriptwriter's in good form for you.
I know, the last chapter for myself and Ayresy and Jack Richardson and a few others, so I couldn't ask for any more. I would have loved to have won one at 2:15 the Savo, but for now, sensational. So,
congrats, Matty. All the best in your future.
Thanks for your support and coverage. Cheers, guys.
What a champion Matty Rogers is. We'll go back to the commentary box. A great moment of class there with Rogers and Fulgrave after the grand final. Matty, you've been a Demons fan for all your life. I can imagine it means a lot to you and the Red Leagues community.
Yes, absolutely superb, and congratulations to Perth. And obviously a league season decimated by injuries and a little bit of a silver lining in a very dark cloud throughout the 2021 season. I had a chat with club legend Murray Cooper yesterday. I was fortunate enough to bump into one of the legends of that football club and an idol for so many Perth youngsters coming through the grades and still actively involved with the club. And he was very excited at the prospect of Perth breaking a drought, albeit in the reserves. So 99 was their last flag, and back in the Colts, and the reserves claiming one in 1996. So a bright future for some of those reserves players coming through, and Subiaco, well, they've got it all to do later in the league. And no doubt we'll see some of those players coming through into the league in the coming years. Just want to acknowledge Corey Yeo. He ended up with 19 disposals. Wasn't really cited in the first half as far as possessions, and then changed jumpers from the number 6 to 43 and ends up with 4 inside 50s as well. But Pellichet was superb, 21 touches. He had 3 marks, 5 inside 50s. I thought Jaden Quill was pretty good as well. 18 disposals for him. Brodie Gray, how's this stat line, Luke? 18 disposals, 13 tackles, won 2 free kicks. It just had the 1 inside 50, but did a lot at the coalface. Mitchell Brown kicking an important goal, ended up with 17 disposals. But for me, I think Connor McPartland was best on ground. 18 touches, 11 tackles, 4 inside 50s, and he really stood up in important moments of that game. Corey Robinson leading the way for Subiaco, 18 touches. Caden Fulgrave with 16. And Jack Beverley, I thought he was probably best for Subiaco today. 16 disposals, 12 tackles, as we head on down now for the presentations post-match.
Now, since 1998, the best player in the reserves grand final has been awarded the Merv McIntosh Medal. Merv was not only a great player, with 3 standout medals to his name and a great supporter of football, but he always made himself available to make a presentation. And with Merv's passing, the WAFL lost one of our legends, but we're thrilled to be scoring Kay Alex, who's with us again today to make a presentation. The Merv McIntosh Medal is awarded to the best player in the grand final, as determined by the umpires, and I'll announce the winner.
Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Merv McIntosh Medal from Perth Football Club, Connor McPartland.
Just firstly, well done to Subi. We had a really good final series, and it was a really hard game today. 14, Oscar Bird. 15, Colin McPartland. And he was through number 18, now number 58, Matthew Rogers. Number 20, Graham Clark. Number 24, Jordan Reed. 29, Marshall Jones. 30, Jacob Bell. 34, Mitchell Henderson. 37, Jacob Pelletier. 38, Sam Purvisich. Number 39, Jack Odell. 41, Barney McCartney. 48, Jack Steele. 50, Connor Singh. 51, Brody Gray. Number 52, Charlie Henry. Number 53, Stan Sanderson. 64, Nicola Crowell. Number 69, Hayden LaFontaine. And the captain of the Perth Ball Club, number 21, Christian Mears. And last but not least, coach of the Perth Football Club, Andrew Bennett.
First of all, I'd like to thank Glenn and the Subiaco Football Club. I've great lot of respect for you blokes. In the last 7 weeks, I've watched really closely. I've been seeing the rest of the way you went about it. About 5 minutes, anything could have happened. Thank you for the game. The Australian Football Commission, the WAFL, thank you for giving us the opportunity to play in such a great stadium in the same division today. I know we had a great lot of fun, and it's something we'll probably remember for the rest of our lives. To the Perth Football Club, thank you. I think of us as a bit of a young men to lead, and to the coaching staff and everyone, thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.
And our Bob Shields to present the leadership up to Willie Captain Coach.
What an amazing moment from the Perth Football Club. First time since 1996 that they'd won a WAFL Reserves Premiership, and the first in any level since 1999. No doubt the celebrations are going to begin over at Lathlane Park tonight, and certainly last for the next few weeks for the members of the Red Leagues, and of course the players, the coaches and the volunteers as well. But we must give credit to Subiaco as well. They played a sensational game. They were right in it in the last quarter, but in the end they just failed by 6 points here at Optus Stadium on WAFL Grand Final Day, and they're about to celebrate into the crowd as we conclude our coverage here, but not without the opinions of Matty Chechens and Luke Worthington. Guys, basically to wrap up this game, Perth, they had the ascendancy in the first half. Subiaco came back, but the Demons, they held on. Matty, how did you think the game was won from a Demons point of view?
I just think they stood up, Paul, to be honest, at the crucial times, and I think both teams had different waves of momentum throughout the game, and Perth, they managed to just to stand up in that last sort of 5 minutes. They took some key intercept marks, and, you know, let's credit Subiaco. I mean, they came home like a steam train, and if it wasn't for that Henderson last gasp mark, it could have been a different story, because there was still 40 seconds left in the fourth term, and anything could happen from a clearance. But if this is a taste as to what we're going to expect for the rest of the day, it's going to be a sensational day here at Optus Stadium.
No doubt about it, Matty. Great job from you and a great job from Luke as well. Great call this morning and all throughout the season as well. We'd like to thank all our viewers from all around Western Australia and around the world for tuning into our coverage every week on Front Row Screen Sport, your number one in 2021. We'd like to thank all our cameramen, our technicians, directors, Ryan and Matty, for doing a great job in directing the production. A fantastic job from them. And also a big thank you to our sponsors, CD Dodd, Scrap Metal Recyclers, of course Shutterguard, Ross's Discount Home Centre, and of course in more recent times, Com Systems. We thank you for being on board for season 2021. And we look forward to your continued support in 2022. It's going to be a great day of WAFL football. We have got the Colts and the main event, the league, coming up on Channel 7. But for the moment, on behalf of all the team at Front Row Screen Sport, this is Paul Persick wishing you a very good afternoon from Optus Stadium. And in the Reserves Grand Final, I congratulate